Wow, everybody, this is Dr. Herbert Harris. And it is Motivation Monday. Louder me, welcome. Elisa, welcome. Elisa Amore, I love that. Q-Man, Quentin, my good brother, how are you today? Hey, wow, what a group day, what a good day. It's Motivation Monday. It's cold outside. And we are preparing for the next holiday. We're near the end of the year. And guess what, folks? We just have 40 days to the end of the year. And you have an opportunity to transform your life over these next 40 days. Now, this is critical because 40 days, 40 is a special number. Welcome, Lynette. Thank you. 40 is a special number. In the Bible, you know, when Moses went to get the 10 Commandments, 40 days, you know, the flood lasted 40 days. So opportunity to transform your life in a very, very, very profound way. I recommend this. Of course, you've got to have your copy of the book, The 12 Universal Laws of Success, and it's available on our website, herbertharris.info. Welcome, Sade. Thanks for joining us. But I also recommend this. If you want to really, really transform your life over these next 40 days, we have the home study course. It's called the New You for the New Year Home Study Course. And you can go to our website, herbertharris.info, and there's a link to it. But the point is this home study course does 4 things. It helps you, number one, figure out where you are right now in your life. That right now, as you're beginning to close this year out, you need to know 2 things to use your GPS for success. You need to know where you are and where you want to be. And so this home study course helps you assess your situation, gives you some specific step-by-step techniques to look at how you're doing and where you are. If you started out this year, back in January, where you had specific written goals, and if you read those goals over 3 times a day up until today, and if you had an action plan where you went step by step to get things done to take you where you wanted to go, I'll tell you this, because you're one of the few. You're one of the few people that actually made a plan, wrote it down, first set goals, made a plan, wrote them down, and then followed it diligently day in and day out. Guess what? If you can do that, nothing is impossible. Look at the word impossible. I-M-P-O-S-S-I-B-L-E. Break it up. I'm possible. And so what this is saying is that anything you desire to do, be or have, you can do it. So part 1 of that home study course is to assess your situation, to give you a quick snapshot of where you are right now. Critical. Part 2 now is to address that, to really look at what you need to do to change. The beautiful thing about this idea of what you need to do to change is that you now can look at different areas of your life. You know, if in your assessment you found that you have not been following the daily plan, that you've let other people distract you, that you let relationships slow you down, that you've been so focused on past failures that you can't see future possibilities. This assessment phase is critical because until you can face the facts and own up to it and recognize where you are right now, you can't go forward effectively. Now, guess what? You're going to go forward regardless. The river of time is going to move you along, But until you can effectively look at where you are right now, it's going to be challenging to move to the next point. So know where you are in this this addressing process, to look at some of the things that you've been doing. Now, happy? Are you happy with where you are right now? If you're not happy, then you definitely need this program. If you have not accomplished the things you set out to do and you're facing this new year, you definitely need this program. And so in this addressing phase, we'll show you how to set your goals, how to look at where you are and what you've been doing, things like this. What can I do better? I got 40 days to the end of this year. What can I do better to transform my life to where I want to be? What will I not do again? You know, a lot of times it's more important what we won't do than what we will do. Maybe I won't get into another relationship with another person that I've only known for 15 minutes. Maybe I won't put myself in a situation where my own insecurity and my concern about other people's comments have held me back. Maybe it's time for me to think a new thought, to think about what if everything I want's manifest in my life? What if I get the job? What if I close the deal? Quentin is in sales, and I'm sure that sometimes he looks at a big contract and he says, man, what if I get this deal? What will my life be like? This is critical, folks, because when you start really looking at the end game, it motivates you in the beginning game. What happens if I improve? What happens if I don't improve? So now, with these type of questions, to look at the next 40 days, don't worry about next year, because wherever you end this year is where you're going to start next year. So don't worry about next year yet. Worry about closing out this year at the highest level of vibration, the highest level of expectation, and the highest level of manifestation. Put a win on the board. I just watched the game last night with the Kansas City Chiefs. And I think they pulled it out in the last 30 seconds. So many games, if you watch now, so many games are won in the last 2 minutes. That's why football teams have the 2-minute drill. And you have to ask, why is it that? Why are so many games determined in the last 2 minutes, in the very end? And the reason is because people want it badly enough. They make plays that they've dropped the ball all day, and in that last 2-minute drill, they catch a one-hand pass flying backwards. Because your level of desire, your level of intensity in focusing what you want creates a vibration that makes it happen. Don't worry about the how. So many times you look at a game and you go like, man, it's only 30 seconds. They're on their own 10-yard line. There's no way they can make a touchdown in 30 seconds. If you watch that game last night, on the kickoff, within that 2-minute drill period, on the kickoff, the guy runs back 85 yards for a touchdown. How likely is that? Very unlikely. But evidently he wanted it badly enough. He ran fast enough. He perceived the seams. He ducked and dodged, and he made it. When you assess what you have to do over this period of time, I want us to just focus on the next 40 days. Over these next 40 days, set some new goals. Set some goals that are specific, measurable, set in advance. We're talking about doing it today, so that's definitely in advance. That are realistic based on where you are and to cover a time period. So in this project, the time period is 40 days. What are you going to do over the next 40 days to accomplish certain specific goals? It might be personal goals. It might be over the next 40 days, I'm going to lose some weight. Kenya Crooks is a great personal trainer, and I'm sure that when he takes a person on to handle their weight, he said, let's set a weight goal. This is how much I want to lose over the next 40 days. So whatever your personal goals are, Maybe your personal goal is, I want to get this promotion by the end of the year. Maybe your personal goal is, I want to get a raise on my job. Whatever your personal goals are, write them down right now. 40 days from now, what do you want to look like as a person? What do you want to feel like as a person? What do you want to have as a person? Look at your family goals. You know, we have some major holidays coming up. There's some family members that maybe you need to tell them a certain thing so that they'll be clear about how to treat you. Sometimes you have these family reunions, Thanksgiving and Christmas, and there are people that dread them because it's like they're gonna open up old wounds. Sometimes you get together with your family, whatever you've been mad about for the last 50 years comes right back to the surface. Pay particular attention to your financial goals. Isn't it interesting that over these next 40 days, between Thanksgiving and Christmas, the bulk of the retail sales take place in this country? It's during this period that many companies sink or swim based on how much stuff they can sell between the Black Friday and the Blue Monday and the Green Tuesday and all the stuff that the merchandisers throw out there on you and make you jump just like a little bunny. People are going to chase sales for stuff that they don't really want just because it's on sale, I'm gonna buy it because it's on sale. Yeah, you might not even need it. So I'll tell you this, if you want to do something meaningful over these next 40 days, look at your finances and say, listen, I'm not going to be motivated by all of this stuff, this shiny stuff, to go out and spend money. All the big ones, the Bill Gates and all those billionaires are saying that this is a time not to spend, but to hold on to your cash. So over these next 40 days, this Black Friday stuff, spend, and let's rephrase that. Let's not look at spending money. When you go out and buy a brand new car, when you have a perfectly good one that operates fine and that is paid for, you have to ask yourself, why am I doing this? A car is to take me from where I am to where I want to be. Maybe your ego. So now let's look at this period for talking about spending. Let's say, hey, over this next period, this next 40 days, I need to hold on to my cash. And I need to make investments that are meaningful. Did you hear what I said? Investments. To reframe this whole holiday period from spending money to investing money. So now, whatever you put your money in, I've just been telling you about a home study course. It's a $97 course. I think we can get a special right now for $47. Okay, beautiful. Because in this home study course, that investment can be just the things you need now to set you up to make a whole lot more money. To help clarify your life, where you're at, where you're going, to help reframe your goals so that when you finish this year, you have accomplished certain things financially. So you've invested in your education. If you have children, family, it may be the time to say, instead of buying you stuff you're going to lose, let me set aside $1,000. The $1,000 I was going to spend on stuff, okay? Let me set aside $750 of it, and let me buy you something that you really need. If we can do this, we can close out this year strong financially, where we once and for all take charge of our money so that we invest our money instead of spending our money, so that the things we do are meaningful. Then we prepare ourselves for the next year. You see, wherever you end this year is where you start next year. So if you end this year broke, in debt because you've overspent, because you've let the merchandisers dangle your chain, and you bought stuff that you don't even want. Look at how many things people take back, return. And many of it they bought themselves. It's not just gifts that other people give, but folks buy stuff and then they change their mind, they want to return it. You notice how the companies are making it harder to return. So they're saying, you buy it, you stuck with it, baby. You're going to take a loss. So look at this reality now and set new goals to finish this year strong. Work out your daily method of operation. We have 40 days. And so can you make a commitment, say for 40 days, that every night before I put myself in the bed, and do it before you get tired, I'm going to make a list of the things I'm going to do tomorrow for 40 days. I'm going to make a list of the things I'm going to do tomorrow. I'm going to write out my list. I'm going to schedule when they must be done. I'm going to leave enough time to do it. For 40 days, at the end of my day, I'm going to look at the things I set out to do. And I want to get to that point where I can say, man, I feel great. I did everything I could with what I had to do it with to make tomorrow the way I want it to be. And when you can do that continuously for the next 40 days, you set yourself up for next year. So you'll say, hey, I assess where I'm at the end of this year. I've taken control of my mind. Over these next 40 days, I've taken control of my mind, my body, my instincts, my emotions. I've taken control and I've made them work for me. I've said over these next 40 days, only positive thoughts will I think. Only possibility thoughts will I think. I'm always thinking of how I can be better. There's a great affirmation that you can live these next 40 days, and it says this: every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. I'll say it again. Every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. You say that affirmation every day. You get into the feeling of it. During the day, as you're doing stuff, every day and every way, I'm getting better and better. Every day and every way, I'm getting better and better. Also, there's another affirmation I want you to use. And this is your power affirmation. It says this: if it's to be, it's up to me. If it's to be, it's up to me. In other words, over this next 40 days, you take control. You take responsibility. So I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to change the things that need to be changed. I'm going to take control of my life, my body, my mind, my instincts, my emotions. I'm going to make it work for me. And then finally, the fourth lesson. So, and when we were talking about the home study course of how you can take it right now and use it to help you close out strong, that first, that assessment, second, that addressing, third, to reset your goals. And so that part 3 of the home study course, when we talk about the goal setting and defining your goals, this 40 days is a perfect time to apply that, to learn it, practice it, and master it, to apply it over these next 40 days, because that now gives you a rhythm for accomplishment. If you can accomplish those things, if over these next 40 days, you can say, hey, I lost 5 pounds. That was my goal. I did it. If you can say, I cleared up some relationships, some people I've been having some troubles with, I've gotten with them and we resolved our issues. I've straightened out my family. Maybe I've gotten rid of somebody in my life I don't need to be there, who's counterproductive, who's dragging me down, who's slowing me down. I've set new goals now. And accomplishing these 40-day goals, I have now strengthened my resolve so that next year is going to be my year for outrageous success. And then part 4 is that commitment to action, to show you how to actually do a daily plan of action. Stuff they don't teach you in school. Stuff that if you learn it, if you master it, you do it over these next 40 days, next year will be a breeze. Look at this part. These next 40 days is your training period for success. Your training period to see where you are, what you have to change, set new goals, and then get busy doing it, keep going and growing. Nothing is impossible. So we're going to be talking some more about this, but go to our website, www.herbertharris.info. There's a free gift there. There's a setting and achieving your goals booklet. I recommend you get that free download now. The moment we finish this, go get that free download now. Because if you do nothing more than write your goals down, that's a big step. But also, there is a button there for the home study course. If you're serious about closing out this year strong and making next year your year for outrageous success, you need to go and get that course. The home study course, go to herbertharris.info, click on it. It'll take you there, and you get it our special introductory offer, $47. Get it now. And finally, whatever you do, know that you have the power to make it happen. You have the power to create the life of your dreams. You have the power to do whatever you desire. That nothing is impossible. When we look at the good book, the Bible, there's that passage where the master teacher says, if you tell this mountain to be cast into the sea and doubt not, then nothing is impossible. Then you can do anything you want to do, be anything you want to be, and have anything you want to have. So maybe your goal between now and the end of the year is to get out of debt. That's not a bad one. Well, how much debt are you in? You got to know where you're at. What's your plan to get out of debt in 40 days? Maybe you have another goal, clear up a relationship. Many times you can't change it up right away. You have to gradually make a change, but say, over these next 40 days, it's going to be handled. Maybe your goal is to have a certain amount of money. Make that plan, execute that plan. This home study course can give you the tools to not only close out strong this year, but to make next year your year for outrageous success. So once again, this is Dr. Herbert Harris, and I want to thank each and every one of you for being with us this morning. And let us close it out with our song, The Time to Love Is Here. Here it is. I often sit and wonder how things could be this way. I guess we'd better tell them this is a brand new day. Don't leave it up to the other man or to another day. Take your life into your hands. Make it work out your way. It's not the number of times I stumble down and fall upon the ground. It's the number of times you pick yourself up, keep on moving on to meet your goals. All right, everybody. Have a great, magnificent day. This has been Dr. Herbert Harris saying, Motivation Monday. You can be what you want to be, do what you want to do, and have anything you desire. Always knowing that the best is yet to come. And so it is.